What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support, Cancer, is just, you're the boss, and it it just keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel are for those of you who have Cancer in your placement. Sun, moon, rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll discuss what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space, your space has been cleansed. I'm getting it together, Cancer. Gems, feeling fantastic. Just good energy all around here. Now, not a whole bunch of housekeeping today. The moon is still in a waning gibbous phase, or disseminating moon, and so we're still we're just gonna meditate throughout the week, Cancer. Just settle in here. It's just a time of reflection, and the moon is still in Virgo, so we're still maybe feeling that analytical energy. Might be feeling. Hopefully, you've been feeling kind of efficient here. We had a lot to unpack yesterday, so hopefully you've been channeling that energy to kind of get closer to your goal here, Cancer. And then, in case y'all were curious, I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, and I have a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, Cancer. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to be just a general energy of the day. So, Higher Self, what's the general energy looking like for Cancer today? Let's see what we're working with today, Cancer. Oh. Yes, okay. Interesting. You got the Five of Swords here, Cancer. And so I feel like with the Five of Swords popping up, this could be a couple of things here. Maybe we've been at a place where I feel like for some, the Five of Swords could be a card of kind of like competition, and kind of like showing off, but like showing off in the sense of like, it's the Five of Swords is like being the best for just being the best for being like on top's sake, for no other purpose. It's the Five of Swords for me. It's like, it's one thing. It's cool to feel like you're top of your class, best in what you do, but confident in your field here. But then what is that? Then what comes after that? I feel like with the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is like, when it pops up, it's kind of asking us to work with people here. It's because to me, it's when you start thinking about like competition and things like that, where I can understand healthy competition and all of that. I feel like we're potentially shifting to an age, or this is just my personal feelings. That we should get more to a place where we're trying to elevate each other. Like, okay, let's say for example, like if you got one person who's really good at, let's say really good at math, and then, another person is really good at, science or something along those lines. Cancer, stay with me here. They have specialties here. And as opposed to trying to figure out who's the best at something like that, or let's say we got even better. We got two math majors here. They're trying to prove one's geometry's their jam, and the other what's another math? Help me out, Cancer. Calculus thank you, Cancer. Is another field, and they're just trying to prove out who's the best here. I feel like instead of trying to be like who's the best math person here, it's like, hey, my geometry skills are not the strongest. How you got in calculus, I have no idea, and it's fine because my calculus skills are not that strong. So let's collaborate. Let's strengthen each other here, because the nice thing about that too is that when you start learning other skills, or maybe seeing how other people do the same thing that you do, it unlocks things in a way. It brings a new perspective. It's like, oh, I never thought to approach it like that. Have you ever considered doing it this way? And it's like, oh yeah, you know what? And then who knows? It may birth some kind of like new efficient third thing. I feel like all of that is in the Five of Swords, a chatty one. I feel like all of that to say that the Five of Swords, it's, this is the energy that we've been like, maybe if we've been kind of in like I feel like this sort of like, it's kind of like being in your ego, Cancer. And you're in a judgment-free zone here. I'm not saying you're egotistical, but maybe we might have been feeling ourselves a little bit more than we should, and it might have turned some people, might have been a little off-putting to some people. Another thing with the Five of Swords here, before we move on, it could also be a card too of, because when you think of swords have to deal with intellect, conversation, words, all of that. And I feel like sometimes with the Five of Swords, it can be a card of, maybe cutting people out, or maybe, and I mean cutting people out in the sense that we've been kind of sharp with our words, maybe we've got into a fight. Listen, I got a Gemini moon. I can be glib in what I say sometimes, maybe we might have said something kind of thoughtless. It might have hurt some feelings. And if that's the case, Cancer, I feel like it's just one of those things too, to just like kind of assess where relationships at. Do we have some kind of weirdness going on right now? Is there something that we can maybe salvage? Take that as it resonates. But I really am ultimately, kind of getting the overall theme is just like collaboration is for with this Five of Swords energy here. So let's move on to this stuff here. I'm gonna try to not keep it as long as I did yesterday. Let's get to your second card, which is going to be how we can work with the energy. So higher self. What are some ways that Cancer can work with this energy here? Let's see what are some things we can do with that. Absolutely. I love it. You got the High Priestess here, Cancer, our ruler, because the High Priestess is represented by the moon here. And I feel like with her popping up, I think that this is kind of asking us to, when we go to work with people, when we're collaborating, we're gonna, and as we start building stuff here, maybe, expanding on our team here, kind of trust our intuition, being aware of like who we keep who we have in our realm here, see, feel how the energies are, be attuned to how not even just maybe you and let's say it doesn't necessarily have to just be like one person, maybe you might be in a partnership, maybe you're working with the group, maybe you're like maybe how we were talking yesterday, maybe maybe we're in like a managerial position, but I feel like the High Priestess is kind of asking us to kind of trust our intuition with who we're kind of letting in our realm here, and really kind of feel them out, energetically, making sure that our vibrations are aligning here, and that's not to say that you have to be just trust your gut, Cancer. If something is telling you that maybe this isn't going to be a good fit, or something like that, or maybe too, maybe with this, I'm thinking with this Five of Swords, maybe if something has been kind of, maybe something's turning you off about a person, maybe there's been some turmoil, let's say at your place of work, or, maybe there's been something at home, and it's kind of got you in a weird place. Maybe it's time to kind of sit down and kind of figure out what it is going with that. Because, Cancer, sometimes, when we get in these arguments, if that's the case, you have to think too, we're, in that moment, yeah, that might not have been cool what went down, but we're not sure where this person or where you were at when this whole thing went down here. With Cancer, you might have been thinking about you've been thinking about destiny, sunshine, happiness. This person might have been coming in with some stuff. Things might have collided. But I feel like it's just what I was getting with that is, keep in mind too, I feel like the High Priestess reminds us that, just like the moon, our feelings, where we're at in life, changes constantly, we're not sure what energy we're bringing that day. So it may just been like, maybe they got like a flat tire along the way, spilled their coffee, maybe they got in another argument with someone previously, and if we keep that energy spreading around here, Cancer, that's just where this world's going to pan out to be. So I hope that's making sense, but I feel like ultimately kind of, trust your Trisha, I said I wasn't going to keep you here that long, Cancer, but let's get a little clarification on this High Priestess. I feel like there may be a little bit more on that. Higher Self, can we clarify the High Priestess, please? Our ruler's kind of throwing me for a loop here. Let's see what's going on there. Oh, what up, girl? Okay, so interesting. Okay. So the High Priestess is clarified by the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So Cancer, I feel like with whatever this is going down here, this energy here, if this has been like a combative one, or if this has been like maybe something I'm getting, again, it's a time of collaboration, and I feel like too that there's going to be a lot of abundance with collaborating with people at this time, and I feel like it's going to get, again, trusting that instinct, because Empress, I love the Empress, but the Empress for me is she's very abundant. She's the type, and I mean she's also too. In this now that I saw that if I'll talk about all this collaborating. Maybe we're fighting with a partner. However we make up. If we're not looking for babies, let's be mindful. But I feel like with this, I really feel like there's a lot of abundance that can come with collaborating here, Cancer. Just with all of these, because this here, all this says, Cancer, is abundance. I could break this down. This is about gaining your wealth and relaxing in it. And I mean, this is your whole team here. This is your family, your legacy here. So I feel like, Cancer, that I'm getting that it would be beneficial for you to really start collaborating here and really kind of trust that you'll know who to work with on this thing. I feel like it'll benefit you definitely in the long run here. There's mad resources to be acquired here, Cancer. So the moon is making it rain, so keep that in mind. Let's get to let's move on. Higher Self, second card's we're still working with the energy. Higher Self, how else can Cancer work with this abundant energy at this time? Let's see what else is going on here, Cancer. Wow, let's keep it going, Cancer. Page of Pentacles, Cancer. So this theme, the theme's changing here. So I feel like the energy for all of us is to maybe see if we can think about some ways we can start some new stuff with some people. I feel like, because the Page of Pentacles is this guy's getting ready to go up on his journey here. This is the oldest son in this picture here in the Ten of Pentacles, and he's got his map, and keep in mind too, Cancer, I don't know if I mentioned, this isn't a gender specific reading here. You are absolute Empresses, pages, all of it. But yeah, I feel like this page is, he's got his map here, thinking about what we could possibly do. He's thinking about got his coins here. And I feel like, Cancer, this is just today, maybe if we've had some kind of like some ideas, that we might have been entertaining, just like, maybe if you wanted to like start like, I don't know, like a podcast with someone, maybe we were thinking about like a side hustle with someone, maybe like, however that's looking like for you, Cancer. I really feel like that this could, with this energy here today, and this could be too, how we were talking about destiny so much yesterday. Maybe this could be too, and maybe our destiny is in, there may be someone who's maybe a teammate, or another player here that's on the horizon, that's gonna kind of help, maybe help you get to this realization here, or maybe kind of help this thing, hopefully really help both of your dreams manifest. So yeah, I'm really getting with this. I feel like it would benefit you, Cancers, to definitely look into that. To at least just kind of consider maybe if there's some ways and if we too, maybe we've been kind of isolated, for a while. Maybe we literally have kind of cut people off, and we just kind of been maybe in hermit mode with this Five of Swords energy. Let's get back out there, Cancer. I feel like there's and two, I know, things are getting kind of crazy. Maybe we're a little, we're not maybe feeling going outside. Do some Zoom stuff, Cancer. There are so many ways that you can, we can work with people here. So, but let's get to your next card here, which is going to be some challenges. So, Higher Self, what are some challenges that that Cancer might face kind of working with this energy. Let's see what are some possible challenges you may face, Cancer. Wow, Cancer, it's a Pentacle party. You got the Queen of Pentacles here, and I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles popping up, maybe some of us, a challenge is that we've been feeling maybe we haven't been. Maybe we don't have enough resources, possibly because the Queen of Pentacles is a type that she's very resourceful in what she does. When it comes to her abundance and how she manifests, she works with the energies in a way that she's like, this is Capricorn energy. She's an investor. She's the type that once she gets something started, she gets that baby going, and then once it's able to run by herself, then we're going to take something else. This is this is what she's trying to get to here, where we get our resources working for us, and so we can get to Nine of Pentacles and relaxing here, and then ultimately, get down to this end game here, the Ten of Pentacles here, where it's just like we've legacy. You know what I mean? And so I feel like maybe with this, a challenge for you, Cancer, with this Queen of Pentacles popping up, is if we haven't been feeling as, maybe we feel like we're not as resourceful, or maybe we're missing some tools here. This is where that collaboration comes in. Maybe we can find someone who might be a little more savvy. Let's say you're someone who's interested in checking out like stocks or something like that. Check with someone find your Queen of Pentacles, find someone who might be interested in this thing. Maybe if another thing, maybe we want to get into some, maybe we're a singer, we want to get into some music, see if maybe reach out to local bands, see if we can find some artists, and then, how I make the whole point of that, Cancer, the Queen of Pentacles makes the energy work for her here. She's the type that people would look at her, all this abundance here, you would look at her and people would think it's like, my goodness, how is the Queen of Pentacles, how is she so lucky? And the Queen of Pentacles is like, baby, luck's got nothing to do with it. She channels her Empress energy. She's thinking about that abundance. And Empress energy too, when you're going through this thing and getting the stuff figured out, Empress energy is about, making sure we're taking care of ourselves, inside and out, making sure that we're keeping our presentation, because how can we feel at our best if we're not looking our best? And also making sure we're checking internally too. How does the body feel? Have we been ignoring stuff? Are we been feeling kind of sick? Have we been feeling kind of lethargic? Are we feeling kind of tight? Do we need to stretch? Do we need to move? Work with the energies, Cancer. That's what that whole thing, I feel like. And then if we're not worried about, if we're worried about that we're missing tools to maybe get this abundance or whatnot, I feel like find your Queen of Pentacles. There's a Queen of Pentacles out there that I feel like is willing to work with you, Cancer, here. I feel like someone who you have skills that, they see potential in you just like you see potential in them. So, and it's like we're growing together here. But let's see what other challenges we might be facing with this energy here. Higher self. What are some other challenges that Cancer might be facing at this time? Let's see what else might get in the way of all this abundance. Cancer, you got abundance here, which it's the Ace of Pentacles. So Cancer, you got money on your mind, and I'm all about it. And you know what? With the Ace of Pentacles, the aces in general for me are, they kind of represent like new opportunities coming in, new beginnings, and the Pentacles, as you've seen, the Pentacles have to deal with wealth. And I feel like maybe in order for this new beginning to come in, because sometimes, if we're kind of working if we're working with just all we personally know, sometimes, after a while, if we're trying to find something new or, maybe trying to find some different channels to kind of get some maybe second, third, fourth, however much resources you want, Cancer, when we're trying to get those experiences there, if we're just kind of focusing in our realm here, our view is limited. But if we start again collaborating, that's going to expand your perception, Cancer. You're going to be able to think about things you hadn't thought before, because it's just like when you look at a cloud. You could have 5 people look at the same cloud and they see 5 different things, Cancer. And I feel like that's where I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is going to pop up for you once we find once we start kind of expanding our network a little bit. I feel like we're Cancer. Work with this energy too. And you know what, Cancer, I don't have my chart on me, but I want to say that Venus is in Aquarius right now. And with Venus in Aquarius, this is good energy. Venus stays in signs, I want to say at least a good week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Venus energy is Empress. Venus is very Empress energy. It's a very kind of inviting energy. People feel more prone to talk with people, to work with people. I feel like that's the trend here, Cancer. And with Aquarius, that's all about, the Aquarius energy is all about networking and new opportunities and all of that stuff here. So I feel like the universe, again, the moon is trying to make it so that you can make it rain, Cancer. And really, I feel like not even just you, Cancer. I feel like so that your soul tribe can make it rain, because that's, again, when I think about when I think about the Queen of Pentacles too, the Queen of Pentacles is the type, she's a healer in the sense of like, she wants you to be where you're self-sufficient. She's going to help you get your tools, how to make your tools, we're going to figure out how your tools work out for you, get you set up, and then she keeps it moving. She's going to get she wants her, when her soul tribe wins, she wins. And so that's where I feel like we're trying to get at, Cancer. So let's bring this thing home here. Because man, I mean, really, Cancer, this is, look at what happened, look at our Wheel of Fortune. I just let me get your last card here. I'm all just distracted by your pentacles here. So higher self, this last card is going to represent some challenges. So this card is going to represent any closing thoughts that we have. And let me get my thoughts together, because you got the King of Swords here. And so Cancer, let's switch back over, because I got lost in your, you got abundance coming, Cancer. I got that threw me all kinds of for a loop here, Cancer. And I feel like, maybe for some, if you got as lost as I did in all of this, the King of Swords is a level-headed. He's very level-headed in how he deals with situations. We've got Pentacles. It's clear that you got Pentacles on the brain, and that we may possibly need to start, networking and stuff here. So now I feel like it's you know what you're feeling. Now let's figure out how we want to go about doing this stuff here. Let's sit down and maybe start, mapping out a game plan here, because with all this earth energy that you got going on here, Cancer, this is very, I like this. This is just, it gives me very practical energy here. It gives me very, very resourceful, very, I feel like there's opportunities that are going to come up for you with working with people, Cancer, and however that looks like for you. I don't mean like you need to run like necessarily like you're running a big corporation or anything. It really could be as far as like maybe just partnering with just another person. Maybe just like a duo. However that's looking like for you. I feel like I feel like we're just in a time, that collaboration is going to be, is really, because Cancer, I mean, really is going to get us all types of abundance here. So I just feel like, just kind of sit and think with that. Maybe you just kind of, when you have a moment, figure out maybe some ways that we can maybe kind of expand our abundance here. There may be, I feel like your Wheel of Fortune might be kind of sprinkled in here, Cancer, possibly. possibly, you know. So I'd be excited to see, you know, if you start something else up, you know, start working with people. I would love to hear about it, Cancer. So but I'll leave that there so that I can actually get you out here at a decent time. So if you like that as much as I did, give it a good old thumbs up. Share this thing, Cancer, because let's spread the abundance around here. Let's raise that vibration. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each day. I'm going to be all up on Facebook here soon. Getting better about it. It's just I got some things that I'm thinking about and that I'm cooking up here, Cancer. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. I keep alluding to that. So, you know, building this suspense. And lastly, you know, I'm assuming you're here because you've checked your sun sign. But if not, you know, check your sun, check your moon, check your rising. Just check your chart, Cancer. And then we got a bigger idea of how you're about to go make all this money. Go check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. Because that might too, you know, once you get an idea, because maybe some of you have like a lot of earth in your chart, you know, maybe that's something to look into. You know, maybe we got some air. You know, I have my 3, you know, I'm a Cancer sun, Gemini moon, and a Leo rising. So I feel like, you know, it's like, and what better way, because I'll tell you what, Cancer, last thing, and I'm gonna get you a surprise card. When you really start kind of doing a deep dive into the stuff here, and you know, start looking into, you know, other aspects of yourself, you know, you realize, you know, what tools that you do have at your disposal, you know, what strengths that are there that you may have known, but you not realize that you've been leaning into it as much as you have. And then you can see maybe where some weaknesses that you can bring up to the forefront here, because every time I tell you, Cancer, one of the perks of a Gemini moon is it's just like I have this is Gemini's card here, King of Swords, but I have like a voracious, you know, just like Gemini energy is just like voracious when it comes to the intake of just information and stuff here. So but on the minus side, you know, with all that information, and as you can see sometimes, I'll be all over the place. So, and it's just like, you know, and now I know I need to have focus. So, you know, there are tools to be discovered, Cancer. You know, there may be some people who might be able to help you discover these tools. You know, take it as it resonates. All that, I don't even know if I told you, all that housekeeping for all that stuff here, not just what I said there, but you know what I mean, Cancer, down in the description box below. Let's get your surprise card. Because Cancer, there's happiness coming. You got the 9 of Cups here. And, you know, the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. You know, this is getting closer to our Wheel of Fortune here. You know, that's 9 of Cups is, I feel like whenever you think about whatever you're going towards, whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, fuel it with 9 of Cups. And then just watch the abundance pour in, Cancer. You know, this is like, I feel like it's like a combination of collaboration and law of attraction here, Cancer. You know, this is a lot, yeah, because you got some good stuff here. You know, I really like this here. So I'm going to let you go out there, go make some friends, and go get your abundance here. So, and look at that. I still got doing good time, so let me not jinx it. So, stay safe out there, Cancer. Keep eyes on the moon, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.